I'm a little late to the party on this one, but this is going to be a spoiler-free review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Anytime I talk about movies this big or with this much hype, it's hard to talk about because it feels like other people have covered it in such a large way that there's very little that's left for me to talk about. Despite that, I do feel like there's a few things I can add to the conversation here, and I haven't really been excited about Marvel movies in a really long time, pretty much since Endgame. And when I first heard that this movie was coming out and all the rumors were circulating, I wasn't that excited because I knew that Disney was buying Fox and this was all part of Disney integrating Deadpool and Wolverine and the X-Men into the MCU. And I just had really low expectations for it. So just keep in mind that's the perspective I'm coming from, and I was very pleasantly surprised with this film. Let me just start by saying this. There is nothing that could have been said or done in this movie to make me like it more than I already did. And I know those are strong words, but I do mean them. I feel like I was watching a buddy comedy movie that really was a love letter to Marvel fans. These two guys have a ton of chemistry, even off screen. I think they're friends and they like to poke fun at each other. Wolverine stole most of the scenes he was in my opinion. He did such a great job returning as this character. He truly was born to play Wolverine. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. And yes, he probably will be playing him till he's 90 for those of you who have seen the movie. And I think everybody can agree that Ryan Reynolds was born to play the role of Deadpool. He embodies that character and just does an excellent job. However, I feel like this movie did a much better job of balancing him out because of Wolverine being in the mix. And there was something about the two energies that came together in the perfect way. I honestly was laughing out loud multiple times in the theater watching this, and I think most people will. Now, that's most of the stuff I feel like you've heard before. The thing that I don't hear many reviewers talking about is how great the cinematography and the choreography are. When I first watched Daredevil on Netflix, I was amazed by some of the scenes where it was one still shot of him in a hallway fighting like 30 dudes, and it is literally a one take with insane choreography. And I absolutely love that. And I always felt like Marvel in the movie space did the exact opposite. They would overuse CGI. It wasn't that interesting to look at anymore. And honestly, lately, the CGI has just really gotten worse for some reason. But I was very pleasantly surprised to see that this movie took full advantage of the fact that it's a little bit more grounded in reality with it being rated R. Somehow, even though the two characters are like extremely invincible and not realistic at all, the movie feels more realistic and grounded, and like they're just two dudes who happen to have powers pretty much. And there's something about that that grounds the action as well. There's a lot of choreography, and there's actually one scene in particular where the camera is just panning across this one scene. I won't go into too much detail because obviously this is spoiler free, but it was just awesome to watch. It was like a one take, and it's exactly what I've been wanting. And obviously he's in the title, so it's not a spoiler to say that Wolverine is back. And I think most of us are wondering how with the way Logan ended, but they did a really funny job of it. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. But all I'll say is that I think you'll be happy and laughing, and it will all make sense in the end. And I don't think anybody's mad about what they did, to put it very vaguely. And obviously the elephant in the room with this movie is the fact that Fox was bought by Disney, which is the only reason that they can have these characters together in this Marvel film. Originally, I thought that would make this movie suck, but instead, that became the butt of the joke of the movie. And honestly, kudos to Disney because that was a genius move. Everybody pretty much has the opinion who's a Marvel fan, I think, that things have gotten worse. Originally, I think some people were in denial. People were even watching She-Hulk, acting like that was a good show. But now I think most people are to the point where they're like, yeah, things kind of fell off a little bit. What are you guys doing over there? And they not only acknowledge that, but it's part of the plot of this movie. And they allowed Ryan Reynolds to go full bore. I don't think they put any restrictions on him. And that was the smartest thing Disney could have done because I honestly think it realigned me personally with Marvel. I'm super excited now to see more of this. And I think it did that with a lot of other people. And it was actually really, really funny the way they did it. And it almost makes you forget that you bought a ticket and Disney's making the money on that. Now, whether it's better than Deadpool 1 and 2, I'll let you be the decider of that. Let me know in the comments what you think and try to keep it spoiler free for people who haven't seen it yet. But I do think that it's right up there, and it's really hard to compare because Deadpool 1 is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. But this movie either reaches it or surpasses it for me. I absolutely love this film. I can't wait to watch it again. And I've been pretty down on movies recently. It's one of the reasons why I haven't posted as many movie reviews. And this movie lit something inside of me that I've been waiting to feel for a long time in terms of my love of movies and watching them. And I know it's a little bit cringy to say about a superhero movie, but as a fan of them, this was exactly what I've been wanting, and I think you'll absolutely love it. And I'm not the type of person to just hype up a Disney film or any pretty much Marvel movie lately for that matter, but this is different. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this movie, and Spider-Man No Way Home are three that are actually worth watching right now. Thank you guys as always for watching. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of the movie? Did you like it as much as the first one? I'm very curious to hear what people thought, and we'll see ya.